As 2025 is beginning to come to an end, it has dawned on me how blessed and how fortunate I have been. This is my second Christmas living single, and I'm so excited to share this information with each and every one of you. So, for the past few months, there's been a lot of women coming on TikTok, and they're talking about how they love living by themselves. They never want to live with a man ever again.
So I'm just sitting up here on this Good Friday thinking to myself, I don't think that I could ever live with a man ever again. Like ever again. The amount of freaking peace that I have in my home is chef's kiss. I kid you not. The happiness, the joy, the skin glow. I honestly don't think that I could ever live with a man again. Like if I was to ever get remarried, he would have to live down the street somewhere. Like I can't give up my space. I don't want to share it again. Like when I was younger, I did the whole playing house thing. And honestly, I don't think that I will ever live with a man again, married or not. I'm sorry. And baby, if you know, you know.
And sometimes you don't want to live with a man because you just don't want to. You just don't want to share a space with a man. You don't want to come home to a man in the house every day. You don't want to share a room with a man, a bathroom with a man, a kitchen with a man. You just don't want to. Sometimes women think because they get in a relationship or they're married, they have to give up their autonomy and they have to give up their space in order to make a relationship work with a man. And that's simply not true. You are still allowed to want space even if you choose to be in a relationship. Like, who came up with that? Who said that? Like, because you don't have to do that. And sometimes it's not because the man is nasty or he doesn't clean up behind himself. Sometimes you just don't want to have to talk to somebody when you come home from work. Sometimes you don't want to have to share your bed because truthfully, sleeping next to a man every night is not ideal. Like it's uncomfortable. And sometimes you just don't want to share your bed. Sometimes you don't want no man asking you what's for dinner. Like, because either way it go, men are needy. They're gonna need something from you if you share a space with them. And some women just don't want that.
I understand we're sharing reasons why we will never live with a man again. So I decided to share my reasons, and this may not be all inclusive, but it's a place to start. Number one, to start out with, my home is my safe space. If I have somebody here that I'm living with and I want them to leave, it is not easy to get somebody out of your house. So I have learned to protect my peace and don't let them move in. Made that mistake. Not as serious. These are more superficial reasons. The toilet seat's always down. I know this. People say, well, just put it down. No, I don't want to have to put it down. It should just stay down. And to go along with that, there are no urine dribbles around the toilet seat or on the ground around the toilet or on the wall. I don't know why they can't control where their urine goes. It makes no sense to me, but I don't have to deal with it if I don't let a man move in with me. Dogs can sleep in the bed. Don't need anybody telling me where the dogs can and cannot sleep. I'm not making my dog sleep on the floor. To go along with the dogs, if I want another dog, I can get another dog without having to ask. Go along with sleeping. I can sleep on the couch if I want to. If I fall asleep on the couch, no big deal. I can go to bed whenever I want to. I don't have to tell somebody or have somebody tell me that they don't like it if we don't go to bed together at the same time. I'm over it. I can watch whatever TV shows I want, whenever I want them, without somebody telling me comments about the shows that I choose to watch. My house always smells good. There are no sweaty, musty, stinky scents in my home. If I don't want to cook, I don't have to cook. Grill dinners are always acceptable in my house. I control the temperature in my house. If I want it warmer, it can be warm. If I want it cold in the summertime, it can be cold. If I want to heat up my bed at night using my bed jet, I can heat up my bed. If I want to put a heating pad on, I can put a heating pad on. I can decorate my house whenever I want. If I want Christmas to come up in October, go down in March, or never, That's all on me. I can buy whatever I want, whenever I want, without having to ask. And if I have packages delivered, I don't have anybody harassing me about the packages. I do what I want. And I don't have to clean up after somebody. And I don't have to have somebody gaslighting me on things. And I enjoy having a peaceful home. There are no arguments. There's no yelling. I don't have anybody yelling at me and scaring my dogs. It's quiet. If I have a late night at work, I can work late at night. I don't have anybody harassing me about shutting down my computer or not taking a call from somebody or giving me a hard time about going on work trips and who I'm communicating with on my work trips. You know what? This isn't just a list of why I don't want to live with a man. This is also a list of why I don't even want a relationship, why single life is the best life. I can go do anything with my friends at any time. I can have friends over at any time. I can go do my monthly bunko without needing to answer to anybody, go watch football, have whatever friends I want. If I have male friends, I could have male friends without somebody being insecure about it. It's not just not wanting to live with someone. It's about just throwing the whole damn man away.
And as I began to think about it, I said, you know what? They're right. I love living by myself. It is so good. I mean, I'm able to do whatever I want to do. I can sleep late. I can eat what I want to eat. I can go where I want to go. If someone invites me somewhere, I don't have to go discuss it with my husband first. I can just go. If I want to work late, I can work late. If I want to do whatever I want to do, I'm able to just do it without having to ask anybody, without having to check in with anybody, without having to make sure that it's okay with him and having to constantly compromise. And that's the thing. They tried to make women think that when you're living single, that this is bad, that you need a man, that you need to be yoked up, that you shouldn't be by yourself. But I'm telling you, the amount of peace that I have experienced by myself is just amazing.
People love to assume that a woman living alone must be sad, waiting for someone to save her. But here's the truth. The world is uncomfortable with women who choose themselves. The woman who lives alone is not desperate. She is dangerous to systems that rely on women settling. Let's break down the raw, often uncomfortable truths about women who live alone. Truths that most people will never admit. 1. Solitude sharpens their standards. Living alone forces a woman to realize that her peace is too expensive to be sold for attention. She stops entertaining men just because they showed up. Her standards rise because she finally understands the value of her own space, her own silence, her own time. And men who once thought they were enough suddenly realize they can't just walk in with charm. They need to come with real substance, or they won't even make it to the door. 2. Alone time becomes her superpower. Most people run from their own silence, but women who live alone walk straight into it. They sit with their emotions, process their pain, and become deeply self-aware. This level of emotional clarity makes them bulletproof to manipulation. You can't trick a woman who has already faced her demons. And that scares people who rely on distractions to control others. 3. They walk away without making announcements. A woman living alone does not beg, explain, or overstay where she's disrespected. She simply leaves. Quietly, swiftly, without making a scene. She doesn't need to burn bridges, because she's already built her own roads. This silent exit is what unnerves people who are used to women clinging for closure or approval. For comfort zones no longer control them. While most people settle into routines out of fear, these women shatter their comfort zones regularly. They travel alone, eat alone, make decisions alone, and stop waiting for permission to live fully. This kind of self-authorization triggers those who still believe life only begins when a man enters the picture. 5. They're unbothered by social deadlines. When a woman chooses to live alone, she stops racing against society's timelines. Marriage by 30? Kids by 35? Validation from a ring? She's not playing that game. And this makes her a threat to outdated traditions because she proves that a woman's happiness doesn't have to follow anyone else's checklist. 6. They attract men, but rarely need them. What's wild is that men are magnetically drawn to these women. Their energy is intoxicating. But here's the twist. These women are not waiting. They are not hunting. They are not desperate. They attract love because their vibe screams, "You can join me, but you cannot complete me." And that both excites and terrifies men who are used to being the center of a woman's world. 7. Their loneliness is not a weakness. It's a weapon.
I married very young. At 21, I was married. So I went from my parents' house to my husband's house. I never really had that time by myself to be able to focus on me and figure out what do I like to do and what do I want to eat and where do I want to go. I was always compromising or checking in or making sure everything was okay with someone else. So this is the first time in my life where it's just me.
17 things I love about being single and not living with a man. Number 1, I never have dirty socks on the floor next to the hamper. Number 2, I never have to do somebody else's dishes. Number 3, I'm never annoyed in my own damn house. Number 4, I can watch as much Bravo as I want without somebody bitching about it. Number 5, I take up the whole mattress without somebody snoring. Number 6, some peace and fucking quiet. Number 7, I cook and I eat exactly what I want. Number 8, when I buy a snack, it no longer magically disappears before I even get to enjoy it. Number 9, I can set the thermostat to whatever I want. Number 10, I don't have to watch somebody go to the bathroom with the door open. Number 11, I don't have to listen to the little clicking of an Xbox controller. Number 12, no more getting criticized about literally everything. Number 13, I don't have to watch 8 hours of football on a Sunday and live with somebody who's in a bad mood because their team lost. Number 14, I get to go to sleep without worrying if he's cheating. Number 15, I'm not disappointed on my birthday anymore. Number 16, I decorate my space however I want. And number 17, my favorite, I get the whole countertop in the bathroom to myself.
And I'm starting to fall in love with me, and I'm able to spoil myself and pamper myself. If I want to get my foot massage, get a back massage, a facial, whatever, I can do it. And I don't have to check with anybody. And there, again, is so many women that are starting to finally realize that doing this is just absolutely phenomenal. And it's amazing how they use so much propaganda and so much television and all these sitcoms and things to get into women's heads to think that they need to be married, that they need to have a boyfriend, that they need to be yoked up with somebody. When in reality, the best way you're going to live is when it's just you and yourself.
I was sitting across from my mum the other day having dinner, and she looked me deep in my eyes and she went, "Are you ever going to have another relationship?" And I looked back at her and I was like, "I don't know. I don't think so, Mum. I'm really happy being with myself." And this reminded me of the quote by Cher, where her mum says, "One day you need to settle down and marry a rich man." And Cher turned back and said, "Mum, I am a rich man." And I thought, because it's a year on since I decentered men, I took them off the pedestal that I had been domesticated to believe that that's where they need to be. And I removed them and I stood there myself. I shifted my life trajectory last year when I started to say to myself, I am the prize, I am the priority, I take myself seriously, I take my dreams seriously. And over this past year, and I've been doing this work before then, but the real work around decentering men started last year, was I became consciously single. I stopped waiting for validation from men. I stopped wanting them to give me compliments and appreciation, and I give them to myself. And in the process of this last year of decentering men, I also gave up booze. I talk about that as well in my videos. I have deepened the connection to my higher self. I call it my divine sovereignty. It's in me, it's in you. And I have deepened the connection with who I am and my creativity. And I truly believe our creativity is our life force. It's the more creative we become, the more vibrant, the more alive we become, and the more we are able to put ourselves out and live in full self-expression. And this journey of decentering men, and especially, I'm pointing at you, if you've got a track history of having subpar relationships with men and collecting crumbs and calling them the cake, it's essential that you decenter men and you center yourself. The most important relationship you're ever going to have is the one with yourself. Whenever you wake up, whenever you go to bed, wherever you turn, there you are. You cannot hide it from yourself. And I know this to be true because I tried to hide from myself with a cocaine addiction, alcoholism, spending money I didn't have. So many terrible relationships where I did indeed settle for crumbs, and I called it the cake. And I was treated poorly because I was so scared to be on my own, to face myself, to have no one to love me. And what I'm learning is the most important person to love me is me.
I remember there was a show I used to like to watch years ago called The Golden Girls.
Thank you for being a friend.
And they were single older women. They all lived together. They had fun together. They did different things together. And I'm telling you, it's just amazing when you have just you. And if you do have like daughters, like I got 2 little girls, so they're here with me. And the 3 of us are like the Golden Girls now. We're doing fun things together, but I don't cramp their style. Like, for example, I don't force what I want to do onto them. If they want to eat something and I don't want to eat it, then they eat what they want to eat and I eat what I want to eat. I allow them to decorate their rooms the way they want to decorate their rooms, and give them the freedom to be able to express themselves and be themselves. And unfortunately, a lot of people just have never had that opportunity.
A woman without a man isn't lonely. She's at peace. She chose sanity over pressure and freedom over forced love. Society may see single women as incomplete, but the truth is she's strong, content, and empowered by her own choices. She doesn't need a man to survive, and only the right one who truly values her gets to stay in her life.
Whether they were being programmed through school or religion or television or whatever, they just never had the opportunity to just be free. So all of you ladies out there who are free, who are living by yourself, who are beginning to experience life with just you, learn to fall in love with yourself. Learn to figure out what it is that you want. What do you like to do? Where do you want to go? And then begin to explore the world and do things on your own. There was one lady on TikTok that was talking about how she spent so much time and money trying to attract a man, trying to keep a man, constantly fasting and detoxing and cleansing and buying hair weaves and fake nails and girdles and all types of stuff just to keep these men happy. And that's what they do. They have women just literally self-sacrificing constantly to keep these men. And the men don't do anything to keep you. Very few of them bend over backwards. Very few of them change anything about themselves for a woman. But they want the woman just to bend over and do all types of stuff for them. And then they think that, well, that's just what women are supposed to do. That's the mindset that these men have. So when you're coming out of these toxic relationships, ladies, and you're beginning to feel peace for once in your life, just to be able to relax, to unwind and not have to worry about cooking for somebody else and doing for somebody else and constantly just being pulled on all the time. It just feels so good.
My friend said it best. She said, women are now becoming the men that they wanted to date and couldn't find. And I sat there and listened to that and I went, oh my God, it's true. So what does she mean by that? And basically, in essence, what she means is we've learned how to take care of everything. Like, we don't need you. It'd be nice to find somebody that you want, but the quality is just not there anymore. I heard another woman say, the most tears that I have ever cried were because of a man. The most depressed I have ever been was because of a man. Think about that for a second. Guys, what are you doing? So it's amazing to watch the ladies on this app or the ladies that I talk to that are not accepting the bare minimum, that are doing things for themselves and are happier and more fulfilled than they have ever been in their entire lives.
Very, 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 very grateful that I finally have some me time. It's just about me. Luckily, again, my daughters, one is 18, the other one's about to be 16. So, girls grow up fast anyway. Very mature, They're about their business. They focus on their education. I don't have to worry about them chasing behind these little boys, doing all types of foolish things, which I'm so grateful for. I guess they learned watching my life. They realize they don't want to go through that. And I'm so grateful for them, that they won't have to experience the hell that I went through. And that finally I'm able to just relax and follow my dreams, follow my passions, instead of wasting so many years helping somebody else build his dreams. Now I can begin to live mine. And since I've been on my own, oh, my life has gotten so much better. People tried to scare me into thinking that, well, when you get a divorce, your credit gonna be ruined. Honey, my credit done went up by over 150 points. I can get whatever I want, getting approved for 0% interest, lines of credit, and all types of stuff.
Babe, there are women building multi-million-dollar empires and buying land, and you're worried about how to speak softer so a man can choose you? That sounds absolutely insane to me. Instead of worrying about being picked and being chosen, why not worry about building the most incredible, abundant life for yourself that no one could ever take away from you? Why are we telling women that they should date men that require them to be more quiet and dim their light and be a lesser, watered down version of themselves? You forgot that the man is not the prize. Your freedom is. The lifestyle is. And you can give that to yourself very, very quickly when you tap into your own authenticity. I decentered men in my 20s. I stopped dating for 2 years and I became a multimillionaire. My business is nearly at $5 million now. And I never sat there thinking, how can I get someone to like me more and to choose me and to pick me? Because I promise you, no person outside of you can fill the void that lives inside of you. No one. Only you can fill that void. Only you can create your own fulfillment and your own happiness. Having a partner in your life is the cherry on top to the happiness that you've already built for yourself. You deserve to give yourself the life that you've always wanted.
I mean, everything that I've always wanted is coming, because there's nobody here that's fighting against me. I don't have to worry about having an op in my house. I don't have to worry about sleeping with the enemy. I don't have to worry about people being jealous of me and hating on me. So when I'm doing ritual work, when I'm working with spiritual forces, there is no resistance there. And I'm able to just go one-on-one directly to spirit without having to go through a third party or get permission from someone else, or this person don't like this in the house. I can't do that. I can do whatever the spirit asks or instructs me to do. And because of that, I'm being blessed on every front, financially, you name it. It's just blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. Why? Because I'm finally putting myself first, and I'm beginning to really prioritize me and my spiritual work, which is what I believe every woman needs to do. We are the spiritual beings on the planet. It's important that we have that one-on-one time with the spirit without these men pulling on us and sucking on us and draining us of all of our energy, so that you can really begin to focus on what you want. So going into 2026, another friendly reminder, we have the ISIS 4-week spiritual boot camp that's kicking off in January. For the whole month of January, ladies, coming together, we're going to begin to do some spiritual work with one another, for each other, and begin to intercede so that you can get those things that you want. You can get that life that you want and the things that you desire and that you deserve, because you deserve to have the best that life has to offer. And that's what the Spirit wants to do for you. If you have not signed up, you want to participate, go to the website www.divine-counsel.com, and I'm going to put a link in the description box below.
The best radio station in the world is right here, right now.
The Golden Race, conscious radio for the conscious community.